Going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another pause. Alexa, turn off studio lights.
Okay.
That's the better lighting. What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central. Today, we got a pregame show hyping up the Bulls versus Clippers tonight at home. The Bulls start their the finals parts of the season with a 5-game homestand. We also got an update on Lonzo Ball, all that and more on today's episode of Chicago Bulls Central. But you already know, we got to run that beautiful intro. I'll see you guys right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, family? I missed y'all. We got Bulls. It's game day. We got a Bulls game day. I'm already drinking bourbon. As you can see, no Bulls gear yet again because we're keeping that going. No Bulls gear. But we got a game to talk about. Before we get into this game, let's talk about the update to Lonzo Ball. So he will resume rehab, and they will be gradually ramping him back up. Now, how gradual can it really be, considering there's only 6 games left? That remains to be seen. But hopefully, part of that gradual is getting him back by the playoffs. I really hope if they bring him back, but health is the most important thing. I've said it before. I think I said it more so on Locked On Bulls with Pat, is that I don't see this team forcing or rushing Lonzo Ball back if he can do anything with that injury. So if they do bring him back, I know that it means that they trust that knee. They trust that it's not going to be any issue and it's not going to cause any lingering damage. But we at least finally got an update on what's going on with Lonzo Ball. They said the 7 to 10 day mark. Today's day 10. So he's going back to rehab. They're going to see how his body responds to him going back to cutting, running, things like that. Hopefully we get a better update. I really think that they are going to use the rest of this week. Right? We know that they have a game Saturday. No chance of him playing in that game. But I think they're going to use tomorrow's practice. Saturday is shoot around. I doubt they do anything Sunday. Monday's practice, Monday's shoot around, to really take a look at how that knee responds. Really, Friday, he's probably going to go through a fairly intensive workout for him, right? Not generally intensive, but a fairly intensive workout for where he was, and then see how his body responds over that weekend. Come back Monday, see where he's at, and then, hopefully we get some more Lonzo Ball news. But we got to get into the game tonight. If the Bulls face the damn Clippers, Paul George came back looking just like Paul George, scoring over 30 points in his first game back, eliminating a 25-point deficit against the Utah Jazz. Listen, nobody fears the Bulls anymore right now, right? So we're getting everybody's best. Let's see how this Bulls team responds. Let's see if they play with intensity on defense. Let's see if the focus that they bring in, do they continue to feed Vooch in the first and second halves? Does Zach LaVine have a better overall game than he had last game? And what happens with DeMar DeRozan down the stretch? We'll see all of that in today's game. Really looking forward to it. I said it before. I titled my pre-recorded video today, The Bulls' Last Stand. And the reason why I titled it that way is because we're going to know exactly where the Bulls sit after all this. Exactly where they sit after all this. What type of mindset do they have into these final games that are all these last 6 games are against playoff teams? Where do they sit with that? Hey, go. You got to go. Where do they sit with that intensity? How do they fare against other playoff teams? What all happens with that? Can't wait to see it. This Bulls team has a lot to show in these last 6 games, and specifically these last 5 games, all at home. I want to see how the Bulls compete against these playoff teams. Let's go ahead and get into the comments, y'all. Amar said, please, some positive news. We had the positive news, brother. What's good, bro? What's going on, Ray Guns? What's happening, Haize? What's going on, Shay? What's good, Haize? Hope you're having a good day, brother. I'm having a good day. Let's see if the Bulls can make it a great day for me today. Again, no Bulls gear. I'm Bulls gear free until this team shows me that they are ready to play like my team again. Push Forward TV. Like the intro, fam. I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate that, man. I might miss the game since I'm going to cook some niggas on the court. First of all, PB and Patch, that's hilarious, bro. But have fun with that, fam. Have fun. I hope you cook them. I hope you get everything. I hope you look like Allen Iverson out there, fam. I really do. But let's go ahead and get into the next comment. Torian is in the building. Haize and C Red Nation. What's good? Julia, hey Haize and chat. Shout out to the chat. First of all, I appreciate this words, Ray Guns. I'm not the GOAT, fam. I'm just a kid talking about his favorite team. That's really all that boils down to. I'm just a kid talking about his favorite team. What's up, Haize? This from Tyler. Massive Bulls fan in the building, said, let's get it. Absolutely. Chris, is it true today? No, we got 5 home games in a row. 5 out of our last 6 games are all at home. So no, the rest of the season we're going to be at home more than not. So be on the lookout for that. Imperfect Kingdom in the building. Haize Boogie, what's good? Hey, listen, bro. I really wanted to wear one of your tees today. I looked at that Flight 8 tee, and that mug is hanging up in my closet looking so pristine, but I'm not wearing any Bulls merch right now. But I may not wear any Bulls merch until the playoffs. Haize, I believe this game is the difference between making the playoffs or the play-in. Listen, you're not wrong. If this team, you said this game, I wouldn't say this game specifically, especially when we have key matchups against Boston, against Milwaukee. But I agree that this stretch of home games, the last 6 overall, are going to be so important for the Eastern Conference play. Like, look at how close everything is in the Eastern Conference playoffs. The fact that we face Miami, Milwaukee, and Boston, all teams ahead of us in the Eastern Conference playoffs right now, they can do drastic swings. Keep in mind, when you beat a team that's ahead of you, it's really like you gain 2 games, right? Because they lose and you win 1. So, for example, if the Bulls win tonight against the Clippers, let's say they split 1 or even lose both against Miami and Milwaukee, but then win against Boston, it's almost like they won 2 games in whatever standings. And considering, Boston still played their butt off last night, but we'll see where everything stands. We will know so much by that Boston game. I know we still have Charlotte and Minnesota out there, but really by the Boston game, we may very well know our playoff destiny completely by then. So we'll see. We'll see. Steve-O speaks in the building. Billy D's one of those games I needed you on your toes for real, for real. This is a good squad coached by a good coach. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. So he said 73 watching, 9 likes. Listen, get them likes up, people. I don't really ask for that, but get them likes up. Damn straight, son. Jordans are locked up till I see some consistent. Listen, I'm blacked out. I'm Bulls gear free, fam. But I should take off the damn Chicago Bulls logo in the damn top left of my screen. Or is that the right? I don't know. But I should take that motherfucker off. Because, listen, they got to show it. They got to show it. What up, Haize? We got this one. Listen, I hope you're right, producer HAC. I really hope you're right. Haize too humble. I am not the GOAT. I'm just a kid talking my favorite team. That's all it really boils down to. All right? I'm just a kid talking their favorite team. LBC in the house, Long Beach? Is that what that means? Or do you just mean CBC? LBC? That's from Tim Brazil. What's going on, famo? What is the update on Lonzo Ball? I already said it. Lonzo Ball is going back into ramping up his rehab. They plan to really have him running and cutting again, see how his body responds, and then we'll see where things go. He's still not been cleared for contact, so nothing like that. So be on the lookout for that. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. Shh. All right. Gotta win this one. I can't have us trading wins and losses down the stretch. You are absolutely right. Hold on, y'all. All right. Long Beach. Okay, I was right. Long Beach. I thought so. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Long Beach. Today, after Coach Donovan comments and we won last game, the Bulls are in for fight or flight week. We're at home. The fans in the crowd need to get hyped because they be dead till the end. Listen, the United Center, when the United Center is rocking, there's almost no better stadium. Really, the only other stadium that I have ever personally been in, other than the United Center, that really gets amped when their team is winning and doing good is Busch Stadium. The Cardinals fan, baseball is one of those games where people tend to get loud during. Cardinals fans, when Cardinals are up at the end of innings, listen, and the way that the Busch Stadium is built, like all the sound stays down in the stadium. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. Let's see what else we got. Have you watched a game in the Oculus before? No, my kids want an Oculus, but wait, you can watch an NBA game on an Oculus? That sounds like a hell of an experience, fam. That sounds like a hell of an experience, man. I may have to do that. I may like to do that. Haize, this team is so damn inconsistent. Used to think we can beat anyone, but now us fans sweat Knicks, Clippers 2 games in a row. Well, listen, we'll see. And I've said this before on my channel too. I used to go say all the time, the Bulls can beat anyone. And while I still believe that when they're on and playing well, one thing that we've seen is the Bulls can lose to anyone too. So we need to see a better output in this last 6 games of the season. Jimmy Sarbinsky. Got you. Says I gave you a like on your channel. I appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button too, my brother, and the notification button if you want to be notified when we go live. So there you go. Let's go. Tyler said I just saw an interview on Kofi Cockburn and said he wants to reunite with IL. What is your opinion on that? I'm not really doing a heavy drafting. I mean, really, where Kofi's expected to go in most mock drafts, he would be available for the Bulls. Now, it may be drafting him too early, actually, depending on where the Bulls sit in that late first round. But I'll tell you this. Considering they have Marko Simonovic as a big man prospect, that doesn't still mean that they can't bring in Kofi. We'll see. But at the end of the day, I think what AK and Eversley are going to do, especially when they are late and they don't have like a lottery pick, they're going to go with whoever they feel is the best available on the board, period. I think damned of positions, if they see a talent and they think that the talent has a chance to develop into being a hell of a player for this team, that's where they're going to go in this draft. I don't think they're going to draft based off need. I think most of their needs, they're going to aim to fix those needs in free agency with veterans and more consistent players. I think in the draft, it's really going to be, hey, who do we think is the best available person? And you got to trust AK and Eversley eye on drafting, right? You got to trust how they judge prospects, because I think they're going to go with whoever they feel is the best available. What stadiums have you been in? Bucket list goals to see the Bulls in every arena. So I've been to Barclays, but not for a basketball game. I was there for a UFC event. Been in the United Center. Been in Busch Stadium. Been in the Scottrade, which is the Scottrade Center isn't called that anymore. Edward Jones. Everything in St. Louis. I've been in the Washington Wizards arena. I don't remember what it is. I've been in the Palace of Auburn Hills, which I don't think they play there anymore. Trying to think where else I've been. There's a couple places. Oh, I've been to the Colts Stadium. I've definitely been to Soldier Field. That's it. I think that's it. Oh, yeah, but this was years and years ago. My dad took me to a Cubs game. I don't even remember where that was at that point. Let's see. Haize, 10 points and 6 rebounds from Paul will be great. I would say flip that. I would say 10 rebounds and 6 assists or more. 10 rebounds and 6 points are more likely from Paul. But we don't know if he's starting. We don't know anything. Paul, at the end of the day, what I want to see from Paul isn't necessarily stats. It's aggression, right? And I don't mean by that he needs to call or shoot the ball every time he has it, but how confidently does he take the shots that he does take? When he's going to the bucket, does he go and body up like he did against Gafford in the Washington Wizards game? Those are the type of things I want to see. How does he guard Paul George if he gets time on Paul George? Those are the things that I'm looking for. I'm not really a stats person with Patrick Williams right now because of him, where he is on his ramp up to return. But I want to see aggression and focus from Patrick Williams. That's what I want to see. MC Season says, what's good, Haize? How's your Thursday been so far? I spent most of the day thinking it was Friday. It wasn't until about 2 p.m. today that I realized, damn, I got to come to work again tomorrow. So, super chat, D-Bal the Black Panther. Hey, thank you so much for supporting the channel at this level, bro. I really do appreciate you. He says, let's go Bulls. Before the free agent signings, I've been happy with 38 wins. After the moves, I was confident of 58 wins. After COVID and injuries, I'm good with whatever, but I want to end strong. Listen, that is a level-headed comment from a level-headed Bulls fan. If you see this guy in the comments, he always dropping knowledge. So shout out to D-Bal, because yeah, you're absolutely right. Expectations have ebbed and flowed over the course of the season. Where I am right now with this team, I want to see a solid finish to the season. Whatever happens, win, lose, or draw, I want to see this team play confidently. I want to see this team play competently is a better word of what I should say, and I want to see them play that way. When it gets to the playoffs, listen, Pat made a great point over on the Windy City Breeze. That may have been on Locked On Bulls last night, and that is when the Bulls with Derrick Rose lost to the Boston Celtics in 7 games. Nobody walked away from that disappointed in the Bulls because they played hard every single one of those 7 games. They had a chance to win every single one of those games. That's what I want to see from this Bulls team this season. However, wherever it ends, I want to see them play a competent and tough playoff series. And wherever the chips fall after that is where the chips fall. But the reason why I stopped wearing Bulls gear isn't just because the team is losing. It happens. It's because I started questioning the heart of this team. And when I have to question your heart, that's when I really start getting doubtful. And so because of that, I blacked out. And I want to see this team do well. I want to see them play well. I want to see them get back focused. I want to see Billy Donovan make better calls down the stretch. All of these things I need to see from this team. Notice in that, I did not say wins because I'm not just basing it off that. I want to see this team play strong. Haize, answer this. Be honest. When does the Bulls playoff run end? Your honest opinion. Right now, I could not predict the Bulls to make it out the first round right now. With the play that we've seen up until this point since the All-Star break, I would be crazy to say that I can see them making out the first round. But I want to see them play great out the first round. Now, if they end these 6 games very tough, every single one of the Bulls' last 6 games are against playoff teams. So if they end this run competently and very well, it could change and I could see them making it out the first round. But it all starts tonight. Right? That's why I titled my video today, The Chicago Bulls Last Stand, because everything is going to be told in these last 6 games for the Chicago Bulls. What our confidence is going into them with them going into the playoffs, what their confidence should be going into the playoffs. All those things are going to be told. So we'll see. We'll see. Smear60 says, Big Bro, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you being here as always, my friend. Saints Stadium is a beauty. Listen. I've never had the privilege, but I would love to go there. Harris says, what's up, Haize? What's going on, brother? Haize, did you hear about the false news on what? Yeah, come on now. I see everything. I saw it in a couple Facebook groups. It's funny how people try to take quotes from KC and took it completely out of context, but I'm glad he said, I don't usually comment on these type of things. I'm glad he cleared it up himself. So. What it do? We should get a Chicago a CHGO and Locked On Bulls to do a collab. I mean, Matt Peck and Big Dave have been on this show before. I was on their show when they were the host of Locked On Bulls. I don't know, just because of CHGO, I really don't know if there will be any conflict of having them on Locked On Bulls. You probably more than likely see them here than on Locked On Bulls. But yeah, we'll see. I'm definitely planning. By the way, I'm gonna say this. I got a collab dropping on Saturday morning for y'all. That's nothing but flames. So be subscribed and click that notification button. If for nothing else, the video that's dropping Saturday morning is a collab that I can tell you right now. It may be the best collab, and that's not a shot to anybody else. It may be the best Bulls conversation that has ever been on this show. Just be on the look. I wasn't even going to tell you. I was just going to drop it. So. Let's see. Anyone asking any new update on Lonzo? I've already said it at the beginning of the show. You can rewind the live stream. Just for the interest of time, in the interest of people who've been here for the whole time, I don't like rehashing the exact same thing I said, but go back. I said it within the first 10 minutes of the stream. So. We finally back home in the Bulls arena. I'm expecting a lot of energy from Bulls and a good win. Also, what's up, Haize? What's going on, Muhammad? Listen, I'm not even going to murder your name like that, fam. But I appreciate you and thank you for being here. MC Season says, "Goddamn, now I'm hyped for it." Listen, I'm telling you, the collab that's dropping Saturday morning, I'm not going to say it's going to break the internet or anything crazy like that, but I'll tell you what, for anybody who loves honest, open, and good conversations from two people that love this team and this franchise, two people who are knowledgeable not only on the current Chicago Bulls, but the history of the Chicago Bulls, it's going to be an epic conversation. That's all I'm going to say. Marvin, okay. I'll listen. I'll rehash it because it's not quick. Lonzo Ball has been cleared to ramp up his rehab again. He's going to go back to running and cutting, and they're going to see how his body responds. So more than likely what that means is he's going to go heavy into practice tomorrow. No contact, but heavy into doing his running and cutting tomorrow. Then he'll have the weekend. Come Monday, they'll probably see how his body responds to it. He'll probably be at shoot around on Saturday too, shoot around on Monday, but they'll really see how his body responds. I still don't think that means we see him in action before the end of the regular season. Maybe that last game. How far do we have into the last? So the last game is April 10th. So since he was cleared to go back to rehab today, that would give him 10 days of rehab from tomorrow. And, they don't really do a lot on the weekends, but from tomorrow to the last game of the season, which is April 10th, and maybe, just maybe, we see Lonzo Ball back by the start of the playoffs. Let's see what happens. That's never going to happen. Never going to happen. Who's the most annoying mainstream sports analyst, and why is it Kendrick? I don't mind Kendrick Perkins. Like, he doesn't bother me, right? Because Kendrick Perkins is a basketball player, right? What bothers me more are people who literally went to school for journalism and suck at doing the thing that they spent so much money to learn. That me and Pat the Designer are better than half ESPN analysts that went to school for journalism. The only difference between us and them is that they got the degree, they work for ESPN, and they have access to players that we don't have. But as far as the coverage, the conversation about the team, the conversation about the game of the sport of basketball, Pat, fucking Jamal over at Bull Central, both Matt and Big Dave are better than almost anybody you'll find on ESPN. And I'm so happy for Matt and Big Dave and what they're doing over at CHGO. So happy for them. DeMar, best teammate of the year. Listen, I mean, he's earned it. He's definitely earned it. Bet it's Stacey. No, it's not Stacey King. I wish. Well, I wish. We'll see. We'll see. Jay Hamad's here. What up, brother? Excited about today's game, bro. Have a good feeling about it. Hey, man, from your mouth to God's ears. Let's hope that good feeling turns into results. Let's see if Derrick Jones Jr. gets a little tick today, Haize. Hopefully we see. Listen, I hope so too. Everything Bulls is in the building. Yo, what's going on, fam? What's going on? Hey, we got to collab at some point too, fam. We have to do a collab at some point. So hit the email. You follow me on Instagram. Hit me in the DM. Let's work something out, man, because I got to have you on the show. At this point now, especially leading into the offseason, I just want to work with Bulls content creators that I really mess with their content. So hit me up. Cubbies says, damn, at least it's good news. Hopefully he gets cleared for contact practice during the season so he can be back. As we know with the Bulls, right? The cleared for contact is literally the Chicago Bulls saying, all right, let's give you a couple. Let's see how you respond, and we'll get you back in 1 or 2 days. Everybody who's been cleared for contact that's been out for a significant time for the Chicago Bulls, by the time they're cleared for contact, they're usually back by the next game. So once we do get an announcement that Lonzo is cleared for contact, that would mean the return is imminent. The return is imminent. Starters tonight. AC, Io, Zach, Vucevic, so we're staying with the same starters. We'll see. We'll see. Everything you said is accurate, but Perk kills me. I feel everybody has that one person that they just can't vibe with, right? That they just can't vibe with. And, for example, like, I know I call him Benedict Arnold and stuff, but I've never cared for Nick Friedel anytime he's done anything that he has to talk on. I'll read his articles, but if Nick Friedel is verbally speaking, I hate the way he explains his thoughts. I hate his voice. I hate the way that his dumbass face looks. Everything about Nick Friedel irritates me. That's not to say that he doesn't drop points at sometimes. Just the fact that he's saying it literally irks the hell out of me. Right? And I'm not hating on his Bulls knowledge. I'm not hating on his knowledge on the game. He can be speaking the most facts ever, and I will miss it because I can't stand the way he talks, his style of speech, his fucking cadence, the way he talks. It irritates everything about me. Everything. Amen, Haize. This show is far better than the crap we get from ESPN. Pretty confident they don't actually watch the games. Absolutely, Austin. And Austin, I got you and JDH, I've said this before, have sent me two of the most important emails I have ever got in being a creative. And I haven't gotten a chance to respond to you guys because I want to respond to you guys in the way that you guys deserve, and it's just been a busy week. But I want to say thank you to Austin, thank you to JDH, and I'm never going to share what they've shared with me. That's up to them. But I will say this. The emails that I got from each one of you, literally, if I don't accomplish anything else in being a creative, did everything for me. And I thank you guys for that. Wholeheartedly. Haize being aside, like personality aside, I can honestly say reading those 2 emails, and they came within a day of each other, were literally made me realize that me starting this was the right decision. And I mean that. And I thank you both for that. So, all right, emotions aside, let's get on. Let's see. Damn, I thought Pat did enough. Pat did enough what? Perkins funny. So listen, I would love to see a first take style debate between Kendrick Perkins and Kwame Brown. Like, they both big country and don't give a damn. Like, I would just love to see them debate about basketball. Like, just give them 10 topics and just let them just sit back and watch 45 minutes of them just arguing. It'd be the funniest thing that I've ever seen in my life. I really didn't even mean as a go in. Like, I literally just hate the dude's voice and the way that he everybody has a different cadence in the way that he speaks. And the way that Nick Friedel speaks the English language to me sounds like you wouldn't think that it was his first language. Like, you would literally think like he is a survivor of Hooked on Phonics. You know what? Now I'm starting to get slanders. Let me stop. I'm done. I'm stopped. Ray Gunn says no Bear. Oh, Chicago. So I don't know if you know, we did launch Chicago Bears Central, which is its own separate channel. It's been doing good. I think we've released about 10 videos so far. We just passed 350 subscribers. So if you're interested in Chicago Bears content, keep in mind, we're still 4 months away from preseason even starting. So we're going to ramp up the content as we get closer to the season, but Chicago Bears Central is the place you want to go if you want to hear my take on Chicago Bears. Now, here on this channel, it's Bulls, and I will do Chicago Sky coverage here, which may kill my algorithm in YouTube, but I don't care. I love the Sky. So yeah, that's it. What the hell? Did something just flicker? Laughing my ass off. Perk versus Kwame would have to be a pay-per-view. Listen, I would pay for it. I would pay for it. Hey, Haize, do you like Max Kellerman? I will say this: he doesn't grind my gears like some people. I will never seek out any Max content, but I don't dislike him at all. It's just it's not something that I'd seek out. But if he was on a Bulls podcast, or if he had a really good episode that somebody showed me, or if he came up in my algorithms and it was a dope video, I'd definitely watch it. So. Ray Gunn said, just bro. You're good. You're good. I haven't really been promoting it heavily because it's so far out from the season. But yeah, I love it. I'm glad that I finally started. Agent, don't worry, Haize. We can all do the trash talking for you so you don't have to get demonetized. I cursed at the beginning of this. I'm already demonetized. Push Forward TV says, nothing's wrong with Hooked on Phonics. Be clear. Nothing's wrong with Hooked on Phonics. But as a person who went to school for journalism and should be able to conduct themselves in a manner that doesn't sound like you're reading with your fingers still, that's what's the problem. It's specifically for him. People that have needed Hooked on Phonics, there's nothing wrong with that. But as a fully grown 40-year-old adult, you shouldn't still sound like you're doing tape 1 of Hooked on Phonics. Marvin says, do you think the signing of DeMar DeRozan and Vooch is stunning the growth of No, not at all. Patrick Williams would have grown exponentially had he never went down. I don't think the signing of them is stunning. If anything, it's safeguarding and allowing Patrick Williams to grow at a more healthy and consistent pace. If we didn't sign DeMar DeRozan, we would have absolutely needed Patrick Williams to score 16 to 18 points per game, and he's not ready for that right now. So the signing of DeMar DeRozan allows this team to come in and say, hey, Pat, you're great at defense. You get to focus on what you do great. But we're going to build that offense over the course. We need you to start taking those shots confidently when you get them open. And I think Pat would be there by now had he not went down with the injury. Keep in mind, Patrick Williams has not played basketball very long in his life. He's only 20 years old. He came into basketball late. On top of that, he wasn't even starting on his college team. That's not a slight on him. That team was stacked. Then on top of that, you come into a team in your rookie year that doesn't really like. They still were trying. Laurie was still getting more shots than Patrick Williams because they were still hoping that Laurie would turn into something. So no, there's not stunning the growth. If anything, it makes the growth of Patrick Williams be easier to facilitate over a lengthy period of time. So how many minutes? I would say Patrick Williams should get no less than 23 to 24 minutes a game, in my opinion, right? That's in my opinion. Let's see. Tyler says, I have a friend that told me who will we trade for Jimmy Butler back on a Bulls jersey. What? We're not trading for Jimmy Butler. We're not trading for Jimmy Butler. He said, I'm just joking about the Hooked on Phonics fam. Oh, man. Chris says it's time for Pat to start. Dude, I mean, I would have started Pat in the Knicks game. Like, that's just my personal opinion. But they pay people who's supposed to be a lot smarter than me to make that decision. At this point, it's not about starting for me. It's about how many minutes you play him. And Patrick Williams should be getting 20 to 25 minutes, in my opinion. It's not necessarily about starting. Is Pat going to be playing in the starting lineups? No, not tonight. Also, Haize, just call me Muhammad. Don't say my long-ass name. I randomly made this account, and name was just like that. Oh, okay, I got you. Cognac boys, my family over there in Chicago, Bear Central. What up, Haize? Pat Williams, 30 minutes tonight. I don't trust Billy to do it. I really don't. I'm saying 20 to 22 minutes. That's what I'm going to say because I like to keep my expectations. So. Jake says, Haize, once the Bulls are out of the playoffs, is there a chance you do live streams for other entertaining matchups, like a potential Philly versus Brooklyn matchup? I'm going to miss the live streams. I've never thought about that. Honestly, it hasn't even crossed my mind. This is what I'm saying. This is what I always do. If you guys want it, I'll deliver it. So I wouldn't say that I'm going to do pregame, halftime, and post games. But if you guys, as we follow through the East, definitely the finals. Keep in mind, the finals, yes, we're going to do live streams after the finals. That's just, I'd be crazy not to, considering I'm an NBA channel. But if you guys want to hear after the Bulls get eliminated, us have live streams after games during the playoffs, I'm not against that at all. Not at all against it. Does Covington slow down to, I would say this. I like the chances of DeMar being able to keep up his level of play against this version of Covington. If we were talking about Covington 3 years ago, I'd be scared. But now, not to say he's still not a bad defender, but I think that he's slowed down enough that DeMar can do enough to still be effective against Robert Covington. We may not see the 30, 35-point game, but I think that he does enough. Hopefully, DeMar can get him in foul trouble. Joker, this is a great point. I feel like we have a tough time guarding up stingy players like Reggie Jackson. He can definitely cause the Bulls some fits in this game. I would say, especially considering the way that the Bulls lineup is going, that would mean that Ayo is probably going to be the one guarding Reggie Jackson while Alex Caruso is guarding Paul George as far as the starters are concerned. With that being said, as we've seen with Ayo, is that players that have a little bit more tricks up their sleeve, they do give Ayo issues and fits. So, yeah, I mean, Reggie Jackson could definitely give us some business today. Definitely give us some business. Vincent Harris, one of the OG members of this channel. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we need to win all the games at home. Listen, that's a tough test, especially when you look at who the Bulls play. So we play the Clippers, Miami, Milwaukee, Boston, and Charlotte all at home. That Miami, Milwaukee, Boston, I'm happy if the Bulls pull one out of those three. Just to be honest with you. If the Bulls pull one win out of those three, I'll be a happy camper. If they pull two out of those three games, all right, that changes some things about the whole Bulls haven't beat top teams, what their confidence level going into the playoffs. Keep in mind, every game that we have from here until the end of the season are all against either Eastern or Western Conference playoff teams. It's going to get really interesting here coming up soon. Really interesting. Well, Morris is questionable, and I don't know if they've announced whether he's playing or not. But yeah, Morris as well. Having Morris out there is definitely. I'm going to be interested to see who they have guarding Vooch in this game, because Zubac, while he's not to shake your head or anything at Zubac, but I trust Vooch's ability to score on him. I honestly, if anything, I think that Robert Covington can give Vooch more fits than Zubac. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that it's wholly true or anything like that or gospel. But if they switch Covington on Vooch and then Marcus, like let's see if we got an updated injury report if he's playing or not. So Nicholas Batum and Marcus Morris are both questionable right now. I haven't seen any updates on anything. If anybody has any updates, please put them in the chat. So we'll see. Push Forward TV. Hey, bro, thank you for supporting this channel at that level. Thank you, bro. I really do appreciate that, man. Says, from a real Bulls fan to another, keep up the great work. Been a follower of this page since day one. Keep it up, family. We will see you on Bulls halftime show one day. Hey, from your mouth to God's ear. That means the world to me, man. I really do appreciate those words. Listen, like I said, I'm just a kid talking about their favorite team. That's it. Why is this cat here? Go. Do. Kobe will have a breakout game tonight. Mark. Listen, Kobe is, every time Kobe has this is what Kobe's been doing since the All-Star break, is Kobe will have 3 to 4 terrible games, which last game he was solid. It wasn't solid scoring wise, but everything else that he did was solid. Let's be clear. I'm not saying Kobe's last game was bad at all, because it wasn't. But Kobe is good for every 3 to 4 games, having a game where he goes 7 for 9 from 3-point range. And if I would like to see how often we win when Kobe goes off like that, especially if Vooch and DeMar also have Vooch, DeMar, and Levine also have solid games. But Kobe absolutely can be a game. This is why people want to see him be more consistent, because when Kobe is on and being consistent, he is a game changer. Absolutely. Oh, Morris is starting tonight, so we got to update. On that. Okay, well, there you go. Both of them are playing. So. Kobe's not having a breakout game tonight. Hey, listen, every time we hit on a player in this, they end up having a good game. So we'll see. Who is more inconsistent, Ben Gordon or Kobe? Their first. Oh, Kobe. Ben Gordon was not very inconsistent. As far as he may have been inconsistent in the amount that he scored, but Ben Gordon was way more consistent than Kobe White in his first 3 years. Way more consistent. Kobe and their averages. I honestly think their averages. I checked this one time. Their averages are similar, but the difference is that Ben Gordon was consistently at that number. His averages are solid, but it's having 3 points this game, no points this game, 6 points this game, 28 points this game. So I think Ben Gordon was more consistent early on. Shay, do you think TT needs to be more aggressive offensively? Listen, I'll say this. That possession last game where Zach told Tristan to shoot the ball and he did win up hard, and you saw Tristan be more aggressive, therefore going forward in that game. So I think Tristan needs to – I think Tristan is more of a player that needs to be set up. So I would say that for Tristan to be more aggressive, they would have to run offense for Tristan, which can happen in that second unit. But we'll see. Imagine Ben Gordon as the 6th man on this team. Listen, if we had Ben Gordon, if you replace Ben Gordon with Kobe White, the Bulls would probably, because Kobe, even that 9-game winning streak, Kobe's defense really saved us in a lot of those games where he wasn't really scoring effectively. I don't want to put a number on how many more wins that we would have, but it would be definitely exciting. Definitely exciting. Haize, do you think if we get Vooch going early in the first and in the third, we win tonight? I mean, when we get Vooch going, it makes us more dangerous. I can't say that alone would make us win, because we need other things going on, but it definitely drastically improves our chances to win. That's for sure. Sorry, I had a parent real quick. Are there many examples of very inconsistent young players becoming consistent in their prime? I'd have to really, that's not something I can come off the top of my head. I just can't. I would really have to go back and look at that. So I would take Ben Gordon offense in that Boston series over Levine's offense because all eyes were on stopping Ben Gordon. They still couldn't on a defensive Boston team. Go back and look at Derrick Rose's averages over that game too. He went off. Even fucking Tyrus Thomas had some games down the stretch where he played important. Yeah, they were focused on Ben Gordon, but he still did his thing. Let's see. Ben Gordon was one of the best shooters on defense and defensive players we had of the defensive players. Listen. Ben Gordon was not good on defense, fam. I guess I can't really say that because he had some series like that Miami series where we swept Miami. He played some key defensive possessions in that game, but I don't know if I would say he was one of the best defensive players that we had. But he was definitely one of the best shooters that we had. I like Nate Robinson over both Kobe. Ooh, no. Nate Robinson had one of the best single season. You know what? You guys let me know. Over the offseason, I may do that best single season Bulls of all time because Nate Robinson got to be up there. He got to be up there. Oh, you meant Heinrich? Yes, Heinrich. Heinrich was that. Considering Kurt Heinrich was who he was and how he was able to play defense and just frustrate the hell out of people, absolutely. John Salmon, look for the John Salmon's had that season after Ben Gordon left. John Salmon's averaged 20 points per game. I think that season. I think he averaged 20 points per game, and then like most people, he left the Bulls and literally fell off. He was probably out of the league 3 years later after leaving the Chicago Bulls, which is crazy. Let's see. In the 09-010 season, 08-09, he averaged 18.3 points per game. In 09-10, he averaged 12.7 points per game. Oh, he had solid seasons. He went to Milwaukee, averaged 19.9 points per game. Then the second season in Milwaukee was 14 points, and then it was just all single digits after that for the rest of his career. Okay. All right. I stand corrected. The Low Show. Thank you again for the super chat and supporting this channel, brother. Billy should play Pat at least 25 to 30 minutes. Why? Because he could give Paul George some problem for real. What you think about that? Yes, he could. But also Javonte Green could. Also Alex Caruso can. I don't think that they're going to play Pat Williams. And look, listen, that's not Pat Williams' lateral quickness isn't the best, but if he learns to use his length, I think he can guard Paul George very well. But looking at it from a standpoint of everybody on this team, Javonte can do some things with Paul George. Alex Caruso has guarded Paul George pretty solidly in the games that he's played. So we have other things that we can throw at him. But listen, Pat can absolutely do some things as well. Let's see what else we got. Imagine Caruso and Heinrich together on the Bulls. That's if you replaced Kobe White with Kurt Heinrich on this team, and you had Alex Caruso and Kurt Heinrich coming off the bench, do you know the versatility defensively that we would have? And the shot making ability from Kurt. Oh man, listen. People always talk about, replace Kobe with Ben Gordon, replace Kobe with such and such player. I would replace Kobe White with Kurt Heinrich right now. I know he's 3 inches shorter. I don't give a damn about that. You replace Kobe White with Kurt Heinrich right now for me, and I would love that. That wasn't his prime. Reginald, when because that was the same year we got Tyrus Thomas. That was the same offseason, and they cut J.R. Smith. He was not in his prime by then. At that point, J.R. Smith was just looked at as a high flyer. That's all he was. Well, I don't even think he had he been in the dunk contest by then. So it wasn't J.R. Smith in his prime. J.R. really didn't hit. Now he had a solid season that season, but J.R. Smith didn't really hit his prime to 2 years later. So. Is it fair to say the only player I missed from last year's roster changes is Tice? No, I mean, it's fair to say whatever you feel. I personally, for me, it's Thad. Personally, for me, it's Thad. But I can't take it away, especially seeing how Tice has played now that he's back on Boston. Yeah. Would you take Nocioni over Derrick Jones? Ooh. I mean, Nocioni played, keep in mind, when Nocioni was playing in the NBA, he played a lot of 4, and at that time, that was before there were a lot of 6'7" players playing power forward. You give Nocioni in this modern day NBA, where there's a lot of more players similar size to him playing power forward, Noch could be, yeah. I would really like Noch on this team. Really like him. Oh, but that was well before. Keep in mind, that was well before Rose came about. The year that we cut J.R. Smith was I don't even think we cut him. We traded him for a second-round pick, right? But that was the same year that Tyrus Thomas came into the league. So you're looking about 4 years until the Derrick Rose thing came. J.R. Smith probably wouldn't have been here by then. All right, y'all, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. Matter of fact, the game should be tipping off soon. Any last questions, thoughts, comments before we go ahead and pass off? What do you get? I see, yeah. The low show, I see. That's why I'm going to go ahead and get ready to come off of here. But then, we're gonna end it on this one from Joe the Blacksmith. Speaking of Thad, why doesn't Billy have Vooch get the ball in the pocket and get some more playmaking? I have no idea, fam. I have no idea. No idea. So we'll see. But all right, that's it for me for today, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. We are gonna go ahead and be off here. I will see you guys at halftime for the halftime hangout. See you guys there. Go Bulls. Let's get up the spirit. See red. I love you guys, man. I'll see you guys at halftime.